guys, it's Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today is another Wee Wednesday review. Tiny little Tanto knife. D2 steel is what FURA is saying this blade is, and this one I'm quite sure, can't be 100% positive, but I'm quite sure this is D2 steel. I did a little corrosion test on this thing and it corroded at basically the same rate as a known D2 steel knife that I had. Titanium handle scales, and it's just a nice little knife. If you're in the market for a wee knife, it's not super cheap, but it's not crazy pricey either. I don't know who the original designer of this knife is. FURA almost always copies other makers, and I looked around and it's not Sergei Panchenko. It's a couple others that I checked, I couldn't find it. So if you know who originally made this knife, please let me know so that I can give them credit for the design work. And that way, if somebody really likes this knife, if they buy this budget version, they can easily find the, full, initial crap. No, not the full initial crap. The full initial version, and then they can go get it that way. So let's try to hold it lightly so you can see the whole thing. At least I didn't get cut. And this Tanto blade is tough, and I didn't damage my floor. Nope, I didn't damage the floor, and I did not damage the knife either. We've got a frame lock knife, flipper tab, very minimalistic kind of knife. We've got a lanyard keychain hole kind of option back here, tiny bit of jimping back there, and nice choil for your index finger, and then one more finger to hold it. And it actually works as a very good urban EDC kind of choice. That is to open packages, mail, boxes. You're not going to cut too much cardboard with this because you're going to get tired of it. But just opening packages at the taped seams, no problem at all. Good little knife to have on your person. And the detent on it holds it so well that it's great on a keychain. It's not going to open up on you by accident. Well, technically it could. I'm not going to guarantee it, but chances are very low that it'll open on by accident. So let's bring this thing over to the tabletop and take a good close look at this knife by FURA. Well, FURA's version of this knife. Stick around. So this little knife is available from GearBest. It's on sale right now. I don't know how long the sale's going to be. It's 20% off. Right now there's a big sale going on, the mid-year sale at GearBest as well, for all kinds of stuff all the way throughout the entire store. I also have a 10% off coupon for anything at their regular prices. So if you want to go shopping, GearBest, a good choice is right now. But if you do go, please use one of my links to start your shopping experience, and then that way I'll get a tiny commission from everything that you buy. Just make sure, if you're going to use the 10% off coupon code, to use the code for things that are regular price only. And if you buy items that are on special that are more than 10% off, what I would suggest is that you do two different purchases. Do one purchase of all the regular price items and use the coupon code, and then do one purchase of your sale items and don't use the coupon code. Because this is 20% off. If I use the 10% off coupon code, it will revert back to full price and then take off 10%. So I'll be paying more than if I used no coupon code at all. So just use the coupon codes for items that are regular price. So flipper tab works really, really well. The lock arm right here has got a nice ceramic detent ball, which is a great thing. I can show you the ball bearings right now. Take a look at this. So as you can see here, I know I'm having a tough time holding my camera still. There's a steel race right there on the side. Then you get your ball bearings and then the blade on both sides. And you can see that there is a ceramic detent ball right there on the lock arm. And there's a pin back here. That's for the back spacer. And I think this back spacer is aluminum. Very well designed, very good work on this. And that's why they're asking a little bit more money than a lot of little knives are. So those ball bearings are really nice. Nice smooth action. Lockup is exactly where I like a brand new knife to be. Not too early, but early enough to have a lot of wear left, a long life of this knife. We've got blade centering when you close it is not excellent, but it's quite good. Torque screws, so that's really good. And you just have these two screws, the one body screw here and the pivot screw. And you saw how this is attached on the inside to keep it in place. There's the cutout for the arm, for the lock arm. It's got a nice little pattern on it, nice little texture, a decent shape. Quite cool, if you ask me. You can just push down if you want to until it gives away and the blade will fly out. Or you can use the light switch method where you pull back. But for me, I have to pull a little bit faster, and that doesn't work as well for me as building up pressure and then letting it snap. What do we got for fit and finish on here? Well, we've got a stonewash flats, and then it says FURA gear, and then satin bevels. Really nice crisp transition right here. Nice sharpener's choil right there. So you can sharpen right to the end very easily. Flipper tab becomes a guard. Very, very nice looking knife. I think it looks great. We can get it in this mist blue color, what they're calling it. It looks a little bit more like gray, I think, because of this blue background, but it's a blue, and you can also get it just in natural gray steel kind of color, titanium color. It's got a number of little touches. It's got a stop pin that's plenty big enough. We've got a little bit of a chamfer on the inside edges, and that helps the meat of your thumb to get in there and hold on very well. A little bit of jimping on that back spacer again. And it just looks really good. Very easy to unlock and close the knife. Very easy to deploy the blade. This particular knife, I'm not quite as good with it on my left hand, but it doesn't take too long to get used to it. I do wish that more companies would make left-hand knives, but since that's probably not going to happen, you have to get used to using knives both with your right and left hands if you're a lefty like me. It's just the price we have to pay for being left-handed. Let's give you all of the dimensions of this knife. I measured from the end of the sharpener's choil here, sort of diagonally across to the tip. For the cutting edge, 4.4 centimeters, 1.7 inches. Blade length, the tip to the body of the handle right there, 4.2 centimeters, 1.65 inches. So, of course, that's a bit less. The blade thickness is 3 millimeters, 0.118 inches. The blade depth is 2.4 centimeters, 0.95 of an inch. The thickness of the edge behind the grind is 0.48 millimeters. That's 0.019 inches. So thankfully, it starts off at less than half a millimeter. That's a really good thing. The handle length is 6 centimeters. That's 2.37 inches. The grip area, so just behind the flipper tab to the end of the handle, so between my thumbnails right there, 4.8 centimeters, 1.89 inches. The handle thickness is a centimeter. That's 0.39 of an inch. And then the handle depth is 3.25 centimeters, 1.28 inches. The total length of this knife with the blade deployed tip to tail is 10.2 centimeters, 4 inches. It weighs 57 grams, 2 ounces, and you're done. So it's not too heavy to stick on a keychain. I don't think I'd put anything over 2 ounces, but I really don't mind a 2-ounce item added to my keychain. I tend to like to have all kinds of stuff on my keychains. Some people like to go minimalistic. I carry all kinds of stuff on my keychains. At 20% off, the price right now is $23.99 US. I don't know how long that sale will be on. In Canadian, at GearBest, it's $32.03. In euros, it's 20.89, and in pounds, it's 18.33. So yeah, it's not free, but that's what you have to pay for when you're getting titanium and, you know, some good stuff. And this time, I do believe this is very likely D2 steel, like I said before. So like I said, it's great as a package opener. I like the stonewash finish on the titanium and on the flats of the blade. It just has a really nice look to it. I really think the designer who originally designed this needs to get credit for it. So hopefully, I know one of you is going to tell me who that is. You just will. So the pros, cool factor through the roof. Probably D2. A nice lanyard keychain option back here. I do not like that it's a slightly different color. I'm not sure if this piece is aluminum instead of titanium, and that's why it anodized slightly differently. I'm sure on the original you wouldn't have that condition. That's, you know, part of what you pay to get something at a little bit lower price. The screws are nicely done. Good performance on there. Like, they're nice and snug. They're not like big, loose, messy screws. I like the blade, nice and strong, good and thick. Great blade. Nice touch with that sharpener's choil. I really, really like that because I hate sharpening into the ricasso, you know, through the plunge. Just makes a big mess. And what do I not like? Well, they need more colors. They need more options. And that's what I don't like about this knife. I don't think I would want a pocket clip on this. I just don't have any interest on a knife this size with a pocket clip, usually. I usually take the pocket clips off these little guys, so I don't mind that. And I'd just like to see this thing in more colors. So there you go. GearBest is where I bought this. I used my own shekels to pay for it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Wait a minute, wait a cotton pick a minute. You guys want to see how well this cuts, don't you? Well, we've got a little bit of fabric here, and it's bigger than the knife is, but we'll just cut it anyways. Oh, I was hooked onto the sharpener's choil. That's why I didn't want to start there. But, you know, it cuts that stuff just fine. Let me get a little tabletop piece of wood here to work on. Cuts just fine. If that's how you want to hold it, you could hold it any way you want. You can just slice into stuff, no problem, just like that, and you're through. So really, really good that way. Whatever you need to cut, it can cut it. Of course, it can cut this kind of plastic stuff, no problem. You're probably not going to use a knife like this to do any whittling, but if you wanted to, you could. So you can whittle with it, you can do, you know, cut all kinds of other stuff. Easy to sharpen, easy to maintain. I like this knife. Cool factor is the main thing I like. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Remember, friends, always cut towards your chum and not your thumb.